Let's try it again. Oh, fuck, let's get all your dick pics out of here. That's a lot of dick pics you got on file. You should clear that.
Yeah.
It's going to slow down your computer.
It's pretty small.
Okay.
No,
I can't hear him again.
You gotta delete him. You didn't call him.
Oh, I did?
You gotta end that call
okay.
and try again.
And then call him again?
Yeah.
You like how you became our IT guy? Somehow?
Yeah.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes.
I hear you too. Sweet. Okay. We're rocking and rolling. And this
What's
is...
going on, man? I was gonna say, we got like 75 minutes. Can we do it in 75 minutes?
Let's do our best. Let's do our best. We'll hit up the best matches. What do you think?
Nice, man.
Where do you want to start? You want to start from the low weight classes to the big weight classes, or where do you want to start?
We could do that. I don't know if you want to do a little intro, but
yeah, sure, man.
I obviously I'm gonna have some biases, but I'm pretty sure. Like I think we can pretty much predict who's gonna win what. I could pull it up actually.
Yeah, I got the screenshots, right? Day to day to day. So I got the roster. We'll do prime time likely, right?
Yeah.
And I got day one right here, which is the 47 kilo, 57 or 52 kilo women and 53, 66 men. 53, 59. I mean, there's not many guys.
I'm gonna
there.
pull it up so I have it in front of me, and that way we'll be like on the same page. But you can see me, right?
What's that?
You can see me, right?
Yeah. We're good to go.
Okay, good. Okay, hold on. So prime time start list. Okay, so
Robbie, you didn't show up? Your ass is fired. Right, Joey? That's what you said. Joey Flexx said, your ass is fired, man.
You're fired.
You're fired.
You're fired.
There you go. You're fired.
Who's the new guy? Is he one of your homies?
Well, he's one of the homies, yeah. This was gonna be day one. Starting off on the wrong foot.
Oh man. Hey, well, hopefully he's okay and
Yeah. Well, he's not gonna be. He's not gonna be. Hopefully his car's broken down or some shit. Hopefully his mother's sick.
We can go through men. I'm trying to see the women.
Like 47, I think we'd be on the same page where Heather Connor looks like a solid favorite, unless there's somebody sneaking up that I'm not aware of. Is that right?
Yes, the women look good. I'm just going through make sure I know like kind of who everybody is. Yeah, I'm pretty much familiar with everything. Yeah, so we can. The only thing I don't know too much about the heavier weight classes for women, but I do know Daniela.
Yeah.
And that's
yeah. Well, do you want to start? Do you want to start day one and we just go day to day? Like I just pulled up the Instagram, the USAPL Instagram is what I got up. And you know they cut the prime time day to day. Or what do you think?
Dude, they didn't do a flyer for the big boys.
I know. That's why I know. It's like,
what the heck is that?
I know.
Like,
maybe they're like Dennis got that shit wrapped.
Dennis and Ray.
That's what I'm thinking.
Still, shit, man. There's other people fighting for silver, bronze, whatever, which is still gonna be good scraps. But yeah, and Ray.
Yeah, scrap. Honestly, you know those close matches are where that's where the excitement is. I mean, it's always cool to come in and just kill everyone, but.
Yeah. Mike Tyson people.
Alrighty, man. I'm ready when you are. I got it up in front of me.
So I'm thinking 47 women. Nobody's expecting any upsets. I'm thinking it's Heather Connor. Unless somebody knows something I don't, Heather's got 47 kilo wrapped up, right? Current world champ.
Yeah, so looking at the qualifying total, yeah, I think Heather's got it. She can sit in that weight class very comfortably. She doesn't need to really manipulate her weight too much in order to stay like that. And something that we need to think about also is when you're that small, literally, like if you're not 4'8", 4'9", 4'10", it's gonna be hard to stay that little. You know what I mean?
She's 101 pounds.
She's
isn't that?
really small. She's like literally. She's like under 5 feet for sure.
Yeah. Oh hell yeah. Oh hell yeah.
And then so she's gonna take that. And then like Lisa Rothman, she's extremely lean to be that small. Which I think for powerlifting, it's good to have some meat on you. You know, like you want to be a little bit heavier, body fat percentage. But yeah, so we're gonna unanimously say that we think Heather Connor's got it.
That's a lock. That's a lock. Now, looking at the 52 kilo, and this is where you probably got to check out.
I have actually a lot of intel on this one.
This is where you got to go. Let me call upset right now, and Tina's gonna upset the defending world champion.
So let me be objective. I'm trying to be as objective and like real as possible. Okay.
And not ruin your home life at the same time.
No. Tina is on the same page. She knows. So, all right, we'll just go down the list. So we have Marissa nominated with the 430 total.
Defending world champion
has been training. Well, one she's in her 40s. She's been training for over 25 years. She's been an athlete her whole life. She's competed in bodybuilding. She again is very shorter. Tina, believe it or not, is the tallest one in her class. Marissa is, she's been battling some injuries, it seems, and I think those injuries are gonna, I don't think Marissa's gonna be her best ever. I can confidently say that based on she's even said it. I don't think she'll be her best ever. The question is her best good enough to? Is her best with what she has right now good enough to be Tina's best? Because Tina will be at her best ever.
Yeah. She's going.
Yeah, Tina. Well. She's going to be at her best ever. I'm very confident. She's never had a problem with depth in a meet in the last couple years. But mentally, because coming up, she had so much trouble hitting depth. It's been a battle for her. Granted, Tina also has really prominent scoliosis. Like she stands like crooked. You know what I mean? Like if you did imagine a girl holding a purse and she's kind of slanted over. Yeah. Like I thought she was doing that intentionally when I met her, but she's just like that permanently. That's just how she is. Yeah. And it's amazing to me that she's able to lift and compete through that. And it is hard on her. She's always like, I'm not normal. Like I have to battle this thing that I was born with, and a lot of people don't know that. And it just goes to show the human body is incredible. You can fight through anything.
Does that help with deadlift? Lamar Gay thought that he has massive scoliosis, and they thought maybe it might help because it kind of compacts him. You think it might help with deadlift?
I think powerlifting can definitely help reinforce the area, and I think whatever ailments she may have had, being a very sedentary person, are just going to be very delayed or perhaps not happen if she can keep that area strong. So I think if Marissa hits all her lifts, she's going to be hard to beat. But I think, like you already know, I'm going to be watching Tina. I'm going to make sure Tina hits all her lifts. So it's going to be up to Marissa to make mistakes or get tough calls.
Which she does usually. Very seldom she'll go 9 for 9 on her lifts. Like she's usually
Marissa,
6 for 9, 7 for 9. Like
Marissa has had sometimes she'll have a good meet where she hits most of them, and then she'll have a lot in the tank, and they won't give it to her on squat or bench. There are meets where she's only hit one bench. Yeah.
Arnold's last year, I think she went 5 for 9, but she ended up pulling out with a big dead in the end.
Yeah. So if we get into deadlifts and Marissa is down by 5 kilos, the pressure is gonna be on her, and that's going to be fuck, dude. That's gonna be it. But
big a win over a defending world champion would be. Like even if later on, it's huge.
At their age, in 10 years, obviously, when somebody comes out of the woodwork, you never know what can happen. Tina's still young, and then we have to talk about Susie. So
yes, man, we got it for sure. She's a legend.
Susie is she's a veteran in the sport. She's got a very big squat. Been battling some injuries on bench, and then her deadlift is not her best lift. So, we're gonna get to pull after her, and we'll know what she's done.
Yeah.
But I'm confident, that with the improvements that Tina's made, if regardless of what she does, if we hit everything, like if we go 6 for 6, it's a done deal. That's where I'm seeing it. Obviously, Matt Gary might say something different, but I would expect him to see. Obviously, he's going to be, he wants to be biased. He's going to think Susie's going to win. That's perfectly fine. I like the challenge. I like the push. I don't think Tina would have pushed as hard if Susie wasn't there to push her. But Tina did beat Susie at the Arnold, but Susie she tried to chip her world record squat and didn't get it, and that deficit screwed her up.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty tight
she
between those
cannot
2,
make
1.5
that
kilos.
mistake here. Yeah, man, and usually when you chip your world record, it forces your opponent to have to go up a 2.5 increment.
Mm-hmm.
So unfortunately, she missed that. Well, I mean, fortunate for us. So she can't make that mistake. I don't think it would be very interesting because it would be almost out of character for them not to go for it if they just took a safe thing. Because the way I see it, it's like if they don't get that chip, they might not have enough to win. If they do get that chip, they might be willing to risk a little bit more to try to get it. Also, with all of them, all these little girls, like the depth is an iffy thing because, like at Worlds, they're very, very strict.
Mm-hmm.
They don't mess around. You know what I mean? Like Dave Ranks, for example, is like a fan favorite. So when he comes to, I can't. Judges are humans, right? They're not machines. So when Dave Ranks comes to Nationals, kind of gets all squats, right? But at Worlds, you go 1 for 3.
Yeah,
you know
I know, man. I was there.
So
like,
I don't want to.
I thought he might bomb. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, I mean, you were there.
Yeah.
So it's like you never know. So with Susie, I don't think depth will be an issue just because historically it hasn't been, and she squats very quick. So you can't really. It's just like boom, boom. So it's hard for them to really see when you go slow, and it's kind of borderline. You leave it open to interpretation. Could go either way. Susie might surprise us. She might come out of nowhere and hit a massive bench. We have to wait till the day. All I can do is make sure Tina's prepared. Regardless, Tina's competing with Susie, Susie and Marissa are like 2, legends in this weight class.
Yeah.
They've been lifting
Those are
forever.
2 big scalps.
So for her to be there threatening them is hey man, that's good enough. I mean, obviously we want to win, and it helps the team, if she wins, but Tina needs to be happy of how far she's come in the short amount of time, especially lifting with 2 lifters that have been competing, probably longer than she's been alive.
Yeah, for sure. It's a hell of a matchup. And like you said, look, she pulls off the upset here. Those are 2 huge scalps to pick up. 2 big names on the resume. I mean, one of them's a defending world champion. The other one's breaking world records in their 50s. I mean, they're legends of sport. So to be in the mix, and even to be in the mix and have people talk about you in the same conversation as them is huge for Tina. Come a long way.
Absolutely.
I think we're all on the same page there. Looking at the 53 kilo and 59 kilo men, I'm not super familiar. How about yourself? There's not really big battles late, is it?
Okay, so let me break it down. Dalton, I don't really know Dalton too much, but Matthew is coached by Sean, and Sean is obviously my son, and he, I try to teach him everything that I can. He's been sending me videos of Matthew to make sure Matthew's on point. I actually coach Andre Ramos. He's going to squat 500, easy peasy at that weight, which is pretty insane.
Oh, shit, man. You think so? Holy smokes.
Yeah. Wow. But also, so Matthew and Andre are on the same team, basically.
Yeah.
So, Flex boys, we're going to hold it down. We're going to get a dub in the Open and hopefully second. Let me see here. We should be able to get the Open. First and second place, 59s. If Matthew and Andre have perfect meets, I think Matthew might edge him just because he deadlifts so much and he gets to go at the end.
Yeah.
At the same time, I've never peaked Andrew before, so I'm not sure how hard he will peak. I pretty much, I'm pretty spot on with. I know what he's gonna hit just because I've dealt with Shorty Sedang, who's also a very smaller lifter, and they kind of have the same kind of recovery. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I did the math, and if they both have perfect meets, Matthew might edge him. But if Matthew makes a mistake, then Andre could get it. And that qualifying total. Go ahead.
500 squat. So what's 59 kilo?
It's like 130.
Dude, that is fucking nuts. This is how we talk now with 59 kilo guys, 500 squats.
I gotta send it to you. I gotta show it to you because
100%. This is crazy.
You know what's crazy is he's becoming he's getting these fans, man. Like the little guys look up to him.
Yeah, shit.
Pretty massive. To squat that way.
You go in any gym, someone hits 500, like, oh shit, okay, all right. You could be like a decent sized dude. You're like a guy who's 130 pounds hitting 500. That's huge, man. And how old is he?
How old is he? 17.
What the fuck, man? Holy shit.
Yeah, honestly, I should do what I'm gonna do after nationals is I'm gonna do a lot of recaps of my lifters competing. I did one with Russell that did really well, and just kind of break things down because 17 years old squatting that weight at that size is insane. These kids come to me with this just crazy work ethic. They know what they want. It's very rare to see, and I'm very lucky and fortunate to attract those types of guys. But going back to the matchup, on the day, it's up to the lifter to execute. We can look at qualifying totals all day, but if somebody makes a mistake, then the door's open. Really quickly for 66s, I think Keith is going to win. He's not even going to warm up. He's just going to kill everyone.
That's right. Probably, man. He's so far ahead. Another beast of a guy.
Literal freak, dude. Genetic, just absolute savage. But
yeah, he held the IPF world record for total, and he's right in the mix at the world scene. So he shouldn't have anybody to watch for in 66. About, like you just said, Andreas and Matthew, or any kind of, or we can move on.
Honestly, I don't know too many of those other 66s.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and
day 2.
Come right in a Wednesday.
So 57 kilo, again, another defending world champion. Because it's the U.S., there's a lot of world champions in the mix here. So a defending world champion in Jennifer Melican, and she beat our girl Maria T, who's a beast. So Jennifer's good. I'm not looking at the nominations.
She has that little, fire under her that I think helps a ton. She came from competing in knee wraps and SPF and other these weird federations, so people were kind of skeptical, but crazy worth ethic. I mean, look how far ahead she is.
Dude, it's crazy. I remember at the Worlds when she was going against Maria T, so I was commentating and I was thinking, fuck, this could be Canada's
was it
world
close?
Champion. Was it very close? It was close because Maria T is super strong, but Jennifer, I didn't know much on Jennifer because she came from another fed. Came out of nowhere and shocked the shit out of me. That was one of the more surprising wins there, right? Because she came from a different fed.
I had known of her, and I had wanted to see her do well. So the fact that she came in and killed it was great to see. Ashley, Svedby, she's a friend of mine. She has been battling some injuries. Her training, she does weightlifting also, concurrent with powerlifting. So it's, weightlifting is very hard on your body, and then she's maxing all the time.
Yeah. Does she compete in weightlifting? Why does she do that? Do you know? Does she just like to do it?
She just likes it. She. I don't know what it is, man. With people in weightlifting, they're so the people love fucking weightlifting, man. They don't.
No.
I don't understand. I don't really care for it too much. I respect it. I respect the work that goes into it. Like anything that you can reach a high level at, it is an Olympic sport. But and I have many videos on this. If you are doing powerlifting and you need to chill out on everything else and just do that, because that's where your recovery is going to go. We're already risking injury enough as it is. I also wanted to know, holy crap, there's a lot of 57s.
No shit, eh?
So that's kind of...
It's a popular weight class for the women.
Kind of crazy. Shout out to Elizabeth Picardi. She's another friend, trains out here. So that's nice to see her there. I didn't even know till last night, actually, Tina told me. So that's cool to see some Cali people. I feel like nobody lives in Los Angeles, you know, aside from bodybuilders. So
in that weight class though, for the size of the women in that though, for 100 kilo difference, I think that prime time could have been but it could have been cut down some on that, like 100 kilos on that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Honestly, I think that's a mistake because for the 120s. We had an 11th guy and they cut him out, so maybe they, you know, screwed up and somebody slipped through. But if we scroll down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, okay, yeah. So I don't know why they decided to take 11. That's probably one of the deepest women's classes, so maybe they went by a percentage, or it could be a mistake.
Is it Wilkes how you get on prime time? Do you know, Joey?
I think this year they're just taking like top 10. Okay. That's why they cut that 11th guy. I think. You know, they probably just said, whatever, Sierra tied Lizzie, and we're just going to take it.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, tied for 10th.
So, you know,
so
that could be it.
Yeah, so I mean, I think we all agree, for 57 kilo, Jennifer's probably got that wrapped up. It looks like Ashley is pretty solid for a silver, as long as she's feeling all right. She posted a 365 squat just recently, which is pretty good. Like you said with the Olympic lifting, you only got so much gas in the tank when you're training. You're nervous. It's such a fragile thing when you spread the wealth, so to speak. So hopefully she laid off the Olympic lifting, at least for prep for these nationals. Do you know, is it your boy who's training her still? Jackson? Or no?
No, I don't think so. I think, so she trains at Iron Bros, I think. And John Bros, I believe is his name. Mm-hmm. He just has her do weightlifting stuff with powerlifting in there. But I know she's dealing with the shoulder thing, so she hasn't been benching much. And she's kind of going into the meet like, fuck, I'll just do what I can.
Yeah, okay. That always sucks when that happens, Steve. When you're like, it is what it is.
Yeah, you know what? Like, she's going to do the best that she can, and we could just only hope that, you know, she can maintain that silver spot. But if I'm the third place girl, you know, that's blood in the water to me.
Yeah, oh, hell yeah. It looks actually tight from 3rd to 4th to 5th. Is very like 2.5 kilo, 2.5 kilo, 2.5. Like, it's going to actually be a battle for the podium. Even though the gold's probably locked up, silver and bronze are up for grabs. And I see Dicey in here. Did you see, is that the girl who did that one deadlift that we reposted where she like broke down in tears like it was a marriage proposal? It was such a dramatic PR celebration. Dude, you watch it, you get emotional watching it.
Everybody was telling me, you know, holy shit, did you see that?
Dude! My girlfriend told me.
That was fucking insane, man.
Like, my girlfriend said, you gotta watch this. She's so happy after she gets them. All right, let me see this thing. And, like, you're already prepped. I get it. It'll be a celebration. You watch it, like, holy shit, dude. She was like, I've never been happy before in my life, man.
That's
like,
crazy.
It was crazy. It's like a child was born, you got married. Like, here's one of a lot of, she was like, life-changing for her. So, anyways, she's coming into this with momentum. Put it that way. She's good. But anyway, all right. So, 74 kilo men. Now,
regardless, it'll be cool to watch. But 74 kilo men. My man Taylor, pretty sure he's gonna get it.
Strongest.
But Blake is a young pup. Very, very strong. Never want to count him out.
Blake, what's yours?
I know Taylor, and I know Jason Tremblay, and I think that they have it down. They've been working together for a really, really long time. That's why loyalty is so important, especially when you're one of those top lifters. Even if you can build a relationship with your coach, you guys learn each other, and you know, I'm confident that they're not going to make mistakes. Who knows? Anything can happen when you pull sumo. You might drop the ball. You might, you know, it's something weird. I've seen Taylor lose at Worlds 2016 when they said his shoulders weren't locked, but it was like, man.
Actually, we talked about that on here. He talked about that.
Hold on one sec, guys. Hold on, we might have to edit this out. I gotta tell people to be quiet. Hold on one sec.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I think he talked about it on here.
Well, he come off that injury with the squats. Remember, he was talking about doing 225 for 9 million reps there for about 6 months.
Yeah, and we're like, that's a Taylor Atwood.
We thought he meant kgs until he was talking. It was actually
pounds.
Son of a bitch.
We could cut that out, right?
Oh, yeah, sure.
My lack of professionalism. Motherfuckers, man. Anyway. Sorry about that, guys.
No,
transition.
No.
74.
So
Taylor Stevens.
T Wood looks good. Now, Blake, how long has Blake been in the Open? Is this his first time? Or second?
I'm not sure. I think he may have done it last year, but he's a phenomenal athlete. He competes equipped.
Yeah.
I know. I think he won the last time he competed on, equipped at a high level.
I think he's a double champ. He won in the same year. He won the World Juniors Raw and Equipped in 2016. He won when the Canadian kid Josh Hancock. That year he pulled out, and it's going to be a showdown with Blake. And then Blake took it, and then he took the Equipped, and he's like on a roll. He's young as shit. You got to break.
I'm not saying that Josh did this intentionally, but I think when you're on top for so long and you see that top spot can be threatened, that you kind of like, I was hurt. I couldn't compete. Oh, well, I never got beat.
Retire as a junior? No, that's early. You can't peace out when you're like a junior, though. That's early.
Yeah, I think Josh could have stayed with it, and maybe if he had the right guidance, he could have, he could be there pushing Taylor. But Taylor's got that juicy bench.
Dude, Taylor's on a roll.
A lot. His squat's really good, and he's just very well rounded. He has no weaknesses, so it's very difficult to take somebody down like that. And then I don't know too much about any of the other guys.
Well, it looks like third place. It looks like third place is just pretty much open. Like anyone can go on.
We've reposted
depending on who's having a good day. There's not a lot of difference between them.
We've reposted,
and it's a lot of young guys who could have had some.
Wait, doesn't one of those guys have like a colossal deadlift?
Yes, we reposted a few of those guys. Yeah, a few of these cats. Now is it RJ and Kevin too? No.
Kevin Nguyen, I'm pretty sure has a big deadlift.
There's some colossal deadlifters in this mix.
I'm pretty sure it's that Kevin Nguyen that has that big deadlift.
It could be a battle for the bronze. Could come down to the last lift, which could be exciting.
Well, that's going to be really, really, really hyped. That's one of the cool things about primetime. I've actually, I competed in the first one ever, and I've coached in it too. With Jesse last year, and it's like, holy fuck! It's just like overload of emotion and energy, and the crowd. Because it's at the end of the day, everybody from the earlier sessions, they're there.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people there. I think primetime's a great thing for the sport.
Hell yeah.
And I'm looking forward. It's becoming just so much more competitive as time goes on. Like every year, we could talk about 105s when we get to it, but every year the totals are just drastically going up.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Especially in those classes that are very deep, like the ones where most of the population is going to be at. Mm-hmm. In the smaller classes, they still got to catch up. But yeah, man, Taylor's been on top, and you never want to count anyone out. But
I think T Wood is probably a solid pick. And I think Blake is a solid pick for silver. But I'm telling you,
if I had to bet, I would definitely. I mean, it makes perfect sense to go with Taylor.
Well, there's nothing in Taylor's training. Like I've been watching, there's nothing showing that he's having any problems.
Good, man, yeah.
No complaints, no injuries, nothing. He's hitting everything he wants to hit.
We've been posting him too. Yeah, he looks solid. Sorry.
Yep.
Let's take a look at day 3, gentlemen. I'm gonna pull it up right now. So we are moving into the 63 kilo class of the women's. Now,
very competitive.
You know what?
Second place is up.
Here it is, though. Okay, so everyone knows who Jennifer Thompson is, and once again, this is like U.S. is obviously a stacked nation. Jennifer Thompson is the GOAT bench presser, And she looks strong as fucking training for a bench press. She had like 280 for fives the other day. We reposted.
Well, she just had her. She had a local meet here recently, and her whole family, club, everyone else.
Actually, was that the bench national?
Just destroyed in that thing. Like it was nothing but best lifters and golds.
Yeah, no, they
11 golds and 5 best lifters.
But if you look beyond her, Sam Calhoun is a beast. We repost the fuck out of her. Kristen Dunsmore is a beast. And like Juggernaut, she's a beast.
Kristen's coming. Natalie. Here's the thing, Jennifer cannot. She has to be on point. She can't have any, whatever's going on with her back on squats or anything. She's not going to be able to have any of that.
We haven't seen her squat a lot or dead. So do you know?
If you look at, I don't know what's going on with that, but I know that she was dealing with something. I'm looking at the dates of these last totals. July till now is a lot of time for these girls to make improvements. I know Kristen has definitely been on the come up. That again, that it's so crazy how look at second place and third. It's like fucking anything can happen.
Dude,
look at that.
Even Sam Calhoun was hitting 320 for reps. I think she had like 4 or 5 reps with that. Like 320, like she'll be into, and she's another girl who deads way into the late 400s. Like she benches in the 200s. Like all these girls are benching in the 200s. Like they're beast, man. It's gonna be a huge scrap of the 63 kilo. Eva the Deadlift Diva is back.
Eva the Deadlift Diva.
Eva the Deadlift Diva. I love that nickname. I love that nickname. That's what I gotta say.
She's a badass. Honestly, she's very tough. Just her personality is very
scrappy.
She handles her shit, and she's feisty. It's gonna be good, man. That day in general is probably gonna be one of the most competitive days.
Hell yeah. That might be one of the best scraps.
Rolling right into them 83s.
Yeah. Whoa. Let's do a pick real quick. So you got Jennifer to win gold?
It's not 100%. I'm gonna have to go with. Fuck, man. I love Jennifer. She's so nice. If she is on point and her injuries are not a problem, you got a 315 bench, you win. You know what I mean?
I think she just
if she's on point, I'm gonna say Jennifer. But honestly, I'm rooting for Kristen just because I've seen her injured, I've seen her struggle, and I've seen her come up. And I want this to be like a story. I want this to be something that she could say, hey, you know what? I battled adversity. I overcame X, Y, Z. I did what I could, and I was able to come out on top. So that would be insane. You can't count out, Natalie. She's strong too. You can't count out any of these girls. It's going to be super fucking close.
Here's what I'll say. Here's my first, second, third. Okay? You got to throw it out on the line. So I'm thinking Jen takes it just because, statistically speaking, she's a beast. Okay? So we'll say Jen. Then I'm going to say Sam Calhoun because she's a fucking beast with the dead and the squat. And her bench is manageable. That. And then I'll say Chrissy D. I think Chrissy D, and I think Chrissy D is something to watch. I think Chrissy D and Samantha Calhoun and Natalie years to come, because there's no way Jen can be doing this for ever. Could she? Maybe. I don't know.
What you could also do is if you could pull up the database and look at their progression and kind of see who's due to break through. But
I
agree with those. I would just say
you take Samantha second.
I would say Kristen for the upset. And then, I have a big question mark with Jennifer. That's the thing.
I know. And look, she's human. Eventually, you got to act human, right?
Well, especially when you become a masters, things, you got to structure things a little bit differently.
Yeah.
And you got to make sure you stay in it. It's not even about getting stronger. It's about just not getting hurt and making those very, very, very incremental gains.
I'll pick Jen. What are you saying, Randy? You being quiet?
I'm actually going to go with Samantha for the upset.
Whoa! Yeah. Really? No shit.
Yeah.
She's on a roll. She's a little more quiet in terms of the height.
I'm not opposed
she's a beast. Yeah, she's so strong, man.
Depending on her day and her attempts, I think she's got a good chance. I think she's got a real good chance.
She had a tune-up meet in the summer, and she murdered it and looking really strong. And then since then, her I don't know. Yeah, it's 63. Could be surprises. I'm gonna go with Jennifer.
Yeah, everyone competing. Just be happy that you're there, lifting on this platform, on this stage with these people, because this is people say we're in the golden age of raw powerlifting. I think it's only going to continue to be more insane and more insane and more. Last year, 2 years ago, there was one John Hack. Now there's a Russell.
Yeah, okay. There's a nice segue. That's a beautiful segue. Let's move it. You couldn't have done better. So let's talk about the man. Jesus wept. 625 for a triple the other day. What the fuck? I remember commentating when John won. It was facing on with Brett. I don't even think Brett got 625 that day. Like, that was the biggest showdown the IPF has ever seen. Now this kid, who's a junior, is hitting that shit for a triple. You know what I mean? Not even...
When you get a guy like Russell, and then me on the desk, like, he's going to be very, very, very hard to beat. Okay, so I coach Russell and Sean, and they're obviously 1 and 2, and I want them to finish 1 and 2. Sean wants to beat Russell, but Sean forgets that I coach Russell too, and I'm not going to make mistakes. You know what I mean? I'm not going to fuck up. So, if everybody hits their numbers, here's the big question mark. One, so I have my pick, everyone, is going to be Russell for sure, just because, like, the guy puts in the work, he has the genetic base, he listens, he's obedient, I see all of his training, I know more about him than anyone else. Somebody might come out of nowhere and say, Yang Su Ren's going to upset everyone. I don't know Yang Su, I don't know shit about him.
Yeah, maybe, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I had to look at the list when you dropped that name. I'm like, did he just make that shit up? Or is, oh, that's real, okay.
No, okay. I mean, you don't know any of these guys, so you never know, but I know my guys, and in my opinion, I think Russell's going to take it. Now, for a second, the reason why I'm not just throwing out Sean is because Sean, I don't even know if he said anything about this, but he basically screwed up his foot really bad going to an acting audition. You believe it or not?
What the fuck?
He like slipped on a stage and screwed up his foot, and then it bruised up really bad, and we've just been trying to deal with that, and it's hard for him to walk out. He's still able to squat, but he's and you got doctors saying, like, you need surgery. Some are like, because it's a so pretend this is your foot, right? There's a tendon that ties these two digits together, and basically if you tear it here, this one's just going to drift off, right? So that, like, if you try to press on that, it's going to open. So basically, we don't know what's going to happen. He's going to see a specialist tomorrow. So he's a big question mark. And it's throwing off his training because he's got to deal with that foot. And I don't want to make excuses. Like, he's going to do the best that he can. I told him on the day, it's like football. You just got to shut off everything and do what you can.
Can he tape his foot up? Could he, like, tape his foot a little tighter?
He can tape it, but here's the thing. Because the foot, you know how your mind kind of puts, like, a mental, don't press there, don't press there? He's kind of overcompensating, so, he might have something going on with his back now. So it's like a snowball effect, you know what I mean? So nothing we can do about slipping on a stage and hurting your foot. So he's going to do the best that he can. He could still very well take second. I really hope that he does. But so I have my eye on, apparently this Dexter Jones is pretty strong. But Charlie Dixon, okay, so he's the big wild card. So if Charlie can cut the weight that he needs to cut and not lose anything somehow, which is kind of unrealistic given how lean he is, he's extremely lean. He walks around at like 192, 193, and he competes in the 83s. He has hit some pretty good numbers in training, and I think he can get that second. If he were to lose nothing, like let's say he perfect world loses 0 strength, which is, like I said, it's unlikely. And he could very well take second, and this is his time to swoop in on Sean now that Sean's got other things going on. But, Charlie has been notorious for not performing on the day. Something always goes wrong. He tears his hand. He doesn't hit depth on squat. He almost bombed out last year at prime time. He only got 1 squat. I think he only got 1 or 2 deadlifts because of his hand tearing. Like, he's all over, so we don't know. He's one of those guys that could come in and knock it out of the park. Even if he knocks it out of the park, I still think Russell's gonna, there's gonna be a good distance between him and Russell.
It's gotta be said, Russell is like 2.5 kilos off of what won gold at the IBF Worlds. It was 795, if I'm not mistaken, because no one got into the 800s.
Dude. See,
2.5 kilos off the world.
The guy that beat Gibbs did not total 800?
Yeah, I think he only got 795, if I'm not mistaken, because Gibbs got way lower. And, I think he only pulled for the win. I'm pretty sure it was 795 that won the IBF Worlds. So
that, as a coach, hearing that, now I'm like chomping at the bit because like I'm like we need to get this win and go for the world title now.
Bullshit.
You know what I mean?
That's what we were telling Russell when we were talking. When Russell was on the show, we were like, dude, do you realize how close you are to the Open, let alone Junior? Fuck Junior. The Open world title.
That was before he hit this total. Though.
Yeah.
This total was that.
This is when he told us what he's aiming for. And we're like, holy shit, man.
We're gonna. It's crazy seeing that podcast, and then, you know, like right after he competed, like everything was in tune. Like we knew what we were gonna hit.
There was no lie. He was not just talking.
Well, it was funny. We had to coach him rather than get him to say it. Yeah. And he wanted to just
he didn't want to say it. We're like, say it, man, say it. He's like, I want to hit this total, and I want to be up there with Gibbs and Hack. I'm like, that a boy. That's what you want to hear. And fuck, he is. He is. He's up there.
We don't. You know, we try to handle one day at a time. I don't even give people numbers to the last minute, as you know. Like we wanna just take it slow, little by little, and handle what's in front of us. So yeah, that's down the road. That'd be nice. And it's in the back of the mind. But the main thing is we got to handle business now.
Yeah.
Gotta, just make sure everything's good to go and get this first. Qualifying totals are great, or entry totals are great, but if you gotta execute.
100%. So yeah, and he's hitting 625 for triples. For God's sakes, man, that's insane.
Yeah,
that's insane.
We're gonna be. I think he could have made it look a little better if he slowed it down some. That's like the number one critique that I give on squat. I think people just gotta control. Especially when you're when you're smaller, lifting that big a weight. But it's gonna be a hell of a day. To be honest, I would definitely not miss that day if you guys are tuning in.
Almost like even if you think Russell's a bit of a front runner, where he's pretty far ahead, you don't want to miss this kid because look, I know you don't want to look at the future, but this kid could be the future. Like when he hits there, it's a huge tell. I mean, he could have he could blow out the water with the total that won the Worlds. If he'll go into the 800s in the IPF, how many guys have gone into the 800s? We got Hack, Gibbs. Is Russell the next man for the 83 kilo? Could be.
He's gonna be, man. I think he's gonna be.
So that's what I'm saying. Like we're witnessing something special. Not to dwell on it. You don't gotta put too much pressure on your boy. But I think it's a big deal. Good. So let's take a look at. Where's Gruden? Where's Gruden? Yeah. What happened to Gruden?
He just. I guess he's like, I won the Worlds, and now, we're just focused on football coaching, I guess. But really,
that was a big rematch. Everyone, the controversial call. Like, let's do it again.
That's what I said. When you win and you know that somebody's on your ass, you kind of like. People are like, oh, well, I don't want to put myself in that position again where I could potentially lose. I think you should have competed. It would have been great for the competition.
In the sport, man, people get hyped for rematches and showdowns, right? It's a rivalry now. Now it's a rivalry. Him and Sean have faced off a couple times. Like, it's only good. And nothing could rewrite. He won. It's good. You won. No one will rewrite it, but that's what people are worried about sometimes.
I mean, if you go in and you lose, shake hands and be like, good game, man.
Yeah,
I'll try.
You got this one. I got last one. You got this one. It's all good, right?
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm not saying that was his reason, but probably played into it. I mean, I wanted to finish like this. Maybe I like Charlie. I would think he works hard. I think it'd be cool if he got third. But honestly, the cut is going to be a weird thing. I think it's going to be Russell. If Sean makes it to the meet, in one piece.
Man, that better be a good acting gig. He better be fucking like XXX, the next XXX or some shit for him to be blowing that up. Don't tell me it was a fucking bubblegum commercial or some shit.
No, I don't know, dude. But it's very unfortunate when that happens. But I hope he doesn't hate me for sharing that. I'd rather say it than him say it. He doesn't need to tell anyone.
There you go.
You got to get the inside scoop. But, he's going to bring his best. I know Charlie's going to bring his best. Charlie's hungry. We can't count out.
You think that's your 1, 2, 3? Is that your 1, 2, 3 right there?
Let me close this door real quick.
Yeah, I'm taking Russell, Sean.
All right. If Sean makes it and he's good to go, I'm going to go Russell, Sean. And then it'll be between Charlie and Cody, I think. But then again, I mean, I don't know these other guys. I just know that Charlie, if he were to keep all his strength, he's going to be up there. He may even edge Sean, even if Sean is 100%. But the cut, is going to be the main thing. And I'm just trying to be objective as possible right now. I'm trying to take my personal bias out of it. So Charlie's a big question mark.
What are you saying,
still think Russell #1.
I think we're all going to say Russell.
You got a lot of young guys in there. That's so close. I mean, it's 15 kilos between the last 8.
You know what I mean?
Any one of those guys can jump. It's 15 kilos.
Yeah, Yang Su Ren fucking could take bronze, for God's sake. We're talking 15 kilo.
It is. Like, it depends on their...
This is no joke. Actually, he's my fucking 3rd pick. Screw it. I'm going Russell, Sean, and fucking Ren. I'm riding Ren right into the bronze medal for the upset. But it's only 15 kilo off, man. That's not even that crazy, 15 kilo. That's one missed attempt, right? It's a good matchup.
Be close.
What you got? You obviously got... Who you got, Randy?
I'm going to go Russell, Charlie, and then Sean.
Oh, you're going Charlie second, eh? And then Sean. Okay. Okay.
Don't blame me. I could definitely see that happening.
Okay, so let's go on day 4. So we got more goats in the house now. 72 kilo women, stacked U.S. Nationals. So I don't know if you guys. I got the scouting report on this one girl. I don't know if you. I'm gonna keep you hip to the game. Kimberly Walford's good. Okay, that's a scouting report. So keep your eyes on that one. Keep your eyes on that one, Sean. Or fucking
I think she's still gonna get it. I think it's going to be just like that, honestly. I think it's going to be Chelsea 2nd, Kimberly 1, Priscilla 3rd. Unless Rory can do something crazy. Priscilla's a vet. She's been doing this forever. She's a bazillion-time world champion in both equipment and Raw. So, you never know. She could come in and just kill it. Or
Chelsea Savage is strong as hell in her vid. She's really getting the steam. Like, we've been posting the shit out of her too.
She's built for it.
She's built for it, man. She is jacked to hell. And
she's hungry. She's tired of being second, I believe.
Have you seen much of Walford lately?
I have not.
She's so quiet.
Is that like, I don't know. I don't know any inside information. But usually she posts when she's rocking and rolling, or sometimes she holds off till after the fact. She said sometimes she said she was on here early, and she said I purposely sometimes hold back videos so you don't know what I got, or if I'm dealing with something you don't know, you're no wiser. Because if someone's not posting, like all of a sudden Sean or Russell's not posting, and they post all the time, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But if she's not posting lead up to me, it doesn't mean
I think with her mostly, lots of times she'll post just that big deadlift just to scare the shit out of people. So
or she won't, and you don't know. Like, you're not. If she is injured, it is a good. Like, she's a hell of a poker player. She says I don't show, but she watches everybody else. Anyways, her total's fairly stagnant. She's not super putting a lot onto her total. Do you think she's going to start rolling back at some point? She's another Jen Thompson where she's not human.
I don't think she's been getting better, to be honest. I think she's been dealing with, just injuries and competing all the time. I don't know if it's a matter of time before she's caught. I mean, it is, because every champion's going to get caught one day.
You have to. It's hard to say, but it's true.
But I don't know if the group of girls in front of us can do it.
The thing is,
Chelsea could.
The only thing about Walford though is that when you see her though is that when anyone's even close, like if it comes down to pulling for the win, you gotta wonder.
One thing though, like the last year, they took away her last pull. Like if it comes down to you need this last pull, I mean her shoulders were soft. I think it was last U.S. Nationals. It's pretty conscious. She got it up. But they didn't give it to her. Like
I've never seen that happen anywhere except for Worlds where they actually go in and take away a lift. Never seen that.
Yeah, they didn't give it to her. The refs didn't give it to her. They didn't even go to jury. But I don't know. Like I think Kimberly Walford's my pick. I'm not saying I'm picking against Kimberly. Yeah. She's like Jen. It's hard to pick against her.
I think it's gonna be just like that for first, second, third.
Probably. That looks actually 72. Looking at it, looks as like it should. Just like the nominations. They say never go off nominations, but this looks fairly straightforward, I would think.
Yeah.
It would take a big upset for Chelsea to take. I mean, that's an IPF world champion, not just any world champion.
Also, when you're pulling last, you know what everybody's done.
Yeah.
So you can just...
You don't need a PR. You don't need a PR. You need the best that day needs. That's it. I think Kimberly's got it, and she's going to continue the role, and then we'll see what happens at Worlds. You the same, all three, Randy?
Yeah.
Like we see? Flexx has got all three. So then we're moving on to the 93 kilo men.
Okay, so...
You think, Joey, this is a...
Without even picking the attempts, I just want to see Lane up there on the thing.
How fucking crazy! Oh, no! Joey loves Lane, dude!
I know. I want to see Lane just bouncing around out there like...
No, but look, dude, Lane is going to be nuts. You know Lane is going to be hella hype. And he's actually, say what you want, he's gaining steam where, like, his nomination is not, who knows what the fuck he's going to come in at. He's so, who knows?
He's hit 800, but I still think that if LS and Dave Ricks are 100%, he's not. I don't think he's going to catch them. To be honest, I think Lane can potentially get third. I think Ashton Ruska could potentially win the whole fucking thing.
Really? No shit. I don't know. Tell us about this kid.
He's just a freak. He's squatted something absurd recently. I don't remember. I think it was like 635 for a triple or possibly more. His benches in the fours and he pulls, well over 7, like 750 plus. He could win.
Damn.
Dave Ricks, if he gets his third squat, anything can happen.
Yeah. Dude,
LS,
so here's another reigning world champion. It's got to be said every time there's a world champion. I'll say, dude, LS, beautiful man. What do you think?
LS can. I think he could go perfect day 672. 505, something like that, and then, low sevens, and he could win. And it just depends. This whole group, Danny Sullivan is actually one of my guys. These injuries, man. He came out here to visit. He was living with me for a week. He went back home. About a week later, he had to move into school, and he was carrying a box or some shit, and he fucking, hurt his ab. And he hasn't been able to really train on it. It's like a rib thing, like the So he's out. But Jonathan Keiko, keep an eye out on him. He's another one of my guys. He benches a lot, like 480. So,
shit.
We're looking at, and he pulls like 7. So we're looking at.
Darrington Wright's also he's a strong guy.
Darrington's also there. Darrington's dude, honestly, third place.
Yeah.
Completely fucking open between all of these guys. Completely open.
Third and first, you know what I love that LS.
Second.
LS idolizes David Ricks. Like, he idolizes that cat. He got teared up when he's on the show here talking about David Ricks. Like, he loves, and they're about to go to war, those cats. So I'm gonna set aside that fucking mutual respect. When he won the gold medal, he said David Ricks hop on this podium and be up here with me.
It's not even setting aside because Ricks gets on there and cheers him on, telling him it's his time. They don't give a shit.
He
tells him to beat him. He goes, "It's your time."
Yeah, but they won't hold back. Yeah. But if it's one of those, if I gotta lose somebody, let it be you. They have like this father-son mentor type of. It's such a dynamic, man.
For such a competitive class, for them to just be so far ahead of the pack must be a nice feeling, and that's one of the cool things about powerlifting or any sport at the high level where you just have that camaraderie, competing with people that you look up to, where your idols become rivals, and it's awesome, man. I think that is going to be another literally this entire thing, like 3rd through 10, up in the air. First, second. I think if Dave Ricks hits his numbers, he should get first or second. Between him and LS, it's going to be hard for me to pick.
They're neck and neck.
If I had to just pick, I'm going to go with LS because he's younger, and he's got a lot of momentum right now.
I think he said younger.
Yeah. Masters 2 versus Masters 1.
He's like mine and Randy's age. He's young. He's a kid.
Yeah, he's like mid-30s.
That's right.
Yeah, you guys are all kids. You're all kids.
That's it. We're all kids. We're the second wave of kids.
This is a definitely very talented group of guys, and it's going to be insane to see who finishes where.
Randy said, and it's true. Like I agree with you straight up. I'll say LS, then I'll say David Ricks. Between the two of them, whoever has the better day, because they're super tight. But LS, I don't go against too many defending world champions, and I am crazy hyped to see Lane Norton back. It's kind of weird that he's out of contention to win this shit when, historically speaking, he was even. Well, I mean, like he won the last.
Well, he won. Because Jesse was out, and then
he won straight up against LS before that. Like he had beat LS at Arnold's, beat LS at Nationals, but LS was pulled away, and like he paid his dues, put in his time.
That LS was gonna have a time, like his time was coming.
Yeah,
and it was a matter of time before LS fucking just does what I know he can do.
Yeah.
So
yeah, because how many times? Like I know at Worlds he would come in like just outside of medal sometimes. I think somebody pissed hot and then he got the bronze after the fact. Shit, like he's been paying his dues for years. So when he won, it was one of the best. Like the good guy finally finished and he took the gold. But anyways, I think I'm pretty much. I don't know about third. I'm gonna bitch out on my third pick.
Yeah, it could be anyone.
Could be anybody, but I think I'm gonna go LS, David Ricks, but I won't be mad if Ricks gets it because Ricks is a legend. LS is my boy. And then, you know what? I wouldn't mind seeing Lane snag a medal. I think everybody'd be hella hype and it'd be exciting to watch. Because, you know, he's going to pull for a bronze and he'll be hella hype doing it.
He's super hype, dude. He's insane. So that's definitely going to be one of the most intense sessions to watch.
Yeah. All right. So Day Sanko. Day Sanko.
Before we get into that.
Yeah. Okay.
Before we get into that.
Yeah.
Can we take 2 minutes for a bathroom break?
Yeah, man. Let me piss out my fat dick for a minute. Okay. I'm gonna need 2 minutes to get this thing out, wrestle this thing out of my shorts.
Yeah,
Wasn't sure I'd get that thing back in my shorts. Right? Look at it. A couple misses get that thing in my shorts, Abby. I don't know about that, buddy. What do you think about that? It is kind of disappointing Jesse Norris isn't in this fucking thing. Is that guy ever going to go to the IPF Open Worlds? I want to. He's got the.
Well, I think he touched on it before. Said he doesn't.
Injured.
The international events doesn't do them.
He does them. He will do them. It's not like he's against doing international events.
No, but he said before he hasn't done them. He won't have been. The thing is with Jesse, like, it's funny. I haven't seen him before. People used to ask him, when are you going to do it? And he's like, when I feel like it. But I don't see him saying anything about the injury anymore. Like, I don't see him posting anything about injuries. I think he had something.
Let's ask him. I think he's got
something.
It's got to be more than.
I did see something. I think the other day about his shoulder. His shoulder was bothering him or something. But I don't
know. Because he can't just be, I don't do them. Because that'd be nuts, though. It's crazy that the best in the world, isn't going to the Worlds. Hey, Joey, quick question, sir.
Yes, sir.
Is Jesse injured? Jesse Norris?
I think he's good now. He'll be there 2018. That's the plan.
So is he? So the reason why he didn't go to Raw Nationals, he just wouldn't be ready in time coming off injury.
Yeah, he just said he didn't really feel like there was a point.
Is he really? But seriously, would he not be ready? Like, when is he ever not training?
Well,
he's always training.
That's what I mean.
It's just, I think, I want to kind of get my claws into like just the tail end of his training to where we can get his peak right. Because he kind of just like, I'm not really too sure how he does it, but I think at Nationals he wasn't peaked. You know when he did the Reebok meet?
Yeah.
He fucking destroyed that. Like,
yes.
Total like 2050.
Yeah, it was nuts.
Yeah, I think we need to do that in the meet. So we just gotta.
You gotta kidnap his ass, keep him in your basement, make him do only your protocol, and then be like, now you go to Worlds, become a world champion.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be. I mean, he was pretty damn good last Nationals. We just the bench thing. He only got one of his benches.
Yeah, bench was down. He had an injury though. He was like, it's weird. Like it's so weird. Not often in a sport is like the world's best, not the world champion. Like so many years in a row, you could say who's the best in the world for this weight class. You'd be like, well, it'd have to be Jesse Norris. But
I think he's the best lifter in the world. Period. Just because.
Which is so weird to say. Yeah, like you could argue best. Period.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it depends on what you're looking at. It's subjective at that point. It's subjective and objective. You could go by, like, some people don't think Ray Williams is impressive, believe it or not, which is kind of a general population type of opinion, where they're like, oh, he's just fat, oh, he's just big. Somebody actually told me that the other day, and I got kind of triggered. I was like, the guy is 400 pounds, and he can do, like, pull-ups. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, he's an athlete for sure. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, we'll see what happens with Jesse. Like, let's hope I want to see him win a world championships and actually get that world open title.
I want to see that, and then it's like, that's like he's got to do that still. Check that off the list.
Know.
You know what I mean?
It's so crazy him of all people hasn't, because it looks like it's there for him to take it. But
it's good, and who knows, there might be another Jesse soon.
Dude, that kid from
I don't think for a while.
I don't know. There's that freaking kid from Ukraine.
Well, there's so few people that could. The volume Jesse does is just insane. The volume.
Yeah, yesterday he hit like 585 for 10.
Yeah.
495 for 15 or some shit. It's like fucking. His muscles are just insane, man. He's doing bodybuilding rep ranges with people's maxes.
And he's a small 93. No, he doesn't cut anything.
He's a tank in real life. Like he's buff. he's not very. He's like 10% body fat at 205.
But he doesn't cut, like he's not like a guy who's 215 cutting to 205. Like he walks in there, hits it like he's not.
Yeah.
It
makes me wonder what would happen if he would get up to like 210.
No shit. Like imagine he's not gonna get chubby, but like imagine he's like whatever. I just want to be bigger. You know what I mean? But anyways, let's roll into the 84 kilo women. I think this is gonna be Daniela all day. She's probably gonna deadlift, like, man, she looks like she could getting geared up to squat 500, let alone dead 500.
It just keeps going up and up
and up. It's crazy what she's doing.
Well, I'm a firm believer that when you start and you're still growing, like you're still young, that your body can kind of make adaptations that aren't really possible when you start powerlifting at 30 versus at 15. And she definitely started when she was very, very young, and I think she also has somewhat of a genetic predisposition to the power lifts, and she's gonna kill it again. Sean works with her. He's been in close talks with me, just keeping me posted on her training, and I've been giving him very general advice about how they should do things, and it seems like everything's working really, really well.
Her squats, it never looks like she struggles. She has the most efficient looking squat I've ever seen in my life. Like
she doesn't fight, man. You don't know if that's RP 8 or 6, man. You're like,
yeah, she can grind. We actually squat in the same shoes, which is pretty funny because I've never seen anybody with those shoes. So that's interesting. She's gonna win. I'm gonna make sure that she does. Yeah. Alicia Webb's an OG. She's been doing it for a long time. But one of these girls I know can compete with Daniela's squat. I don't remember who.
Damn, that must be a big ass squat.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be her for sure. I don't really know too much about any of these other girls in the 84 plus. I mean, Monica's gonna take it. Yeah.
Like a defending world champion again. And then, Leanne's back. Well, that's nice to see. She was doing some Olympic lifting for a little bit. She's probably still a teenager. She was like 16 in 2016, so she's like
it's
still
interesting.
A kid.
These girls are so big and they're so young, and it makes you wonder. I mean, if you're happy, continue to do it. Keep killing it. But I was getting the vibe from her at Bench Worlds that she didn't want to be in that weight class anymore, if you know what I mean.
Who's that, Leanna?
Yeah, Leanne.
Leanne, oh, really? Okay.
And she kind of wanted to drop down, but I mean, obviously, then you got to put your powerlifting goals on hold. And yeah, she did try weightlifting for a little bit, so it's good to see her there. I'm sure she'll have fun. At the end of the day, if you're having fun with the sport and you're doing what you love, then
yeah, she's young enough.
When you're 17, like, you don't even know, what you want to do. There are times when Danielle is like, I don't want to fucking do this, but she's the best.
Yeah. By a long shot,
she
too.
can be the best for a long time.
Yeah.
So
it'd be hard to walk away. I think 84 plus, again, like, it looks like it's straight up. Bonica, Leanne, and then Sarah squats, and then it looks pretty straightforward. But looking at the 105s, one that's not straightforward and could be a battle, the men's 105s, who you picking out? There's some big dogs here. Garrett Blevins, Bryce Lewis, and Eli Burks. Dude, that's
I have my picks. So I think, I want Eli to win for many reasons. One, we're competing against TSA in the team thing, so if Eli wins, that's going to knock a TSA guy out of the So that helps me.
Yeah, come on, Eli. Come on, Eli. He's like, fucking Joey loves me today. What the fuck?
He pulls more than everyone by a lot. And he's also, he's a beast, dude. He's just a savage. He's a fucking doctor.
Is he one? Is he won the IPF Worlds?
Yeah. He won one.
Yeah, 2016. That's right. So he's obviously, he's a vet. He's a thoroughbred. He knows what he's doing. He's a stud.
I think, and he's also being coached by Ben Escrow, who coached Lando World Championship, and I am confident that they are on the same page. He has them squatting 4 times a week right now, which is pretty crazy.
Holy shit.
I think
shit.
I want Eli to get it. I know Bryce is battling some injuries, so that's another reason why I think Eli can get it. Eli has improved on his bench dramatically, which is, going to play a factor. Again, Bryce dealing with injury. He could very well get it if everything's on point. Garrett, I don't know when he hit the 885.5 total, but slingshot. Yeah, he had a good meet then. It seems like he had a better meet there than he did at the Arnold. It seems like he was dealing with a couple things here and there recently.
At the World
Yeah, the reason why I'm saying Eli is because, one, he gets to pull after everyone else, and 2, he hasn't had any speed bumps. It could go very well between any one of those 1, 2, 3, but
so
I want to see Eli win.
Did Bryce put that in his Insta? That he's dealing with some shit right now?
Yeah, I mean, he posted a really slow bench the other day. He 650 double, didn't look, too hot. He's been dealing with something on his back, I think, on deadlifts. But I think he definitely hasn't had a scot-free prep. He's had some things going on in his personal life that can dramatically affect your performance.
Hell yeah.
So, that's definitely a factor. I'm saying Eli because it seems like he's had nothing. But it could very well be like Bryce or Garrett could have that perfect meet, or like I like to call it, your super meet. It's the meet where you can't lose. Everything's going right. You just kill everything.
I think you know what? I think Garrett is almost.
That's gonna be it, really.
Garrett is almost due for that super meet, is he not? Because I know he was sick for Worlds, and he went in there like, oh fuck, and then Arnold's wasn't like. I think he's due for a super meet. Maybe
he is due. He hasn't been 100% again this one, so we don't know. I think it's going to be Eli, and then anywhere between Bryce and Garrett. You could. If I have to pick right now, because I know you're going to ask me to pick, I'm going to be like Eli. I'm going to go Eli, Bryce, Garrett, only because,
You know what?
But it could be the other. It could be very well how we see it right now. And it could be, flip which way you want to do it.
Well, worlds win in deadlift order, pretty much.
Here's what I think. Fuck it. If I believe you got the inside track in this. I'm gonna go Eli then, because you're convincing me. You're selling me on it, and I'm buying. I like what you're selling.
Ben doesn't really make mistakes. He calculates that shit. So.
And then I think honestly, based off of just recently, Garrett's a big squatter. And looking at Bryce's and Garrett's squats, Bryce actually hit that 650 double, but Garrett, you know, his squats wasn't.
Garrett's a very confident squatter. He's 705, so you know.
But in training, this training block, has it been as heavy as previous?
Not really, but I think he'll peak well because all big boys they're very, very suppressed, and then on the day they show their strength.
Fuck, man, this makes it harder to call. I was looking for something.
It is very hard.
Because I see
really
Bryce.
Quickly, want to give a shout to Ben Rice. You know, Ben Rice was on here recently. Ben is he's gonna hold his own and do very well. Fun fact: at the Arnold, he was the only person that attempted a squat heavier than me, but he ended up missing. So I had the highest squat of the day. But it was very cool to see, you know, someone like Ben Rice, an OG, someone who's been doing this for so long, and we're right there, you know, together lifting. So that was really, really cool to see him. He's going to pull big, of course. And then my buddy Walker Bradshaw, most improved player of the year. You know, he went from like a 760 something total to, you know, he put up 805 at the Arnold. Literally died to hit a 661 squat. But he's been battling a lot of injury. He's barely squatting like 4 or 5 right now. But he's going to pull big. I think the plan is he's going to come and hit a sandbag, squat and bench, or what he can, and then just deadlift 750.
Go out on the shield? Sounds like a plan.
So that'll be fun. But
what's your pick, Randy? You do your official pick. We did ours.
I was going to go Garrett, and then Eli, and then Bryce.
Okay.
There you go, man.
Two Eli's and one Garrett.
Bryce might hear this, get a little fire under his ass, and like I said,
fuck these guys. He'll be like, fuck these guys.
Which one of you motherfuckers is gonna break 2K? I know Eli's done it in the gym. Who's gonna do it on the platform?
That's
Let's
right.
Go.
Yeah,
we're just waiting on you. We're waiting on you boys. You know, Bryce might go 758. I mean, I don't know about 5, but he's gonna be up there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It'll depend who pulls it together that day, and if injuries become a factor. So we only.
I actually lift the next day, so I don't know if I'll actually be there just because I need to rest, but I'll be watching.
And so perfect segue again, my man. Moving into the 120s. Now you could have easily made 105 now, right? You could have made 105. Like, what's your body weight right now? Whoa!
I'm like 229.
Oh shit! So you got like gain weight?
There's a reason. All right, we'll talk about me and then we'll talk about this.
Okay.
The reason why I'm lifting Sunday is because one, I have like, you know, 30 people to handle, so it's like I might as well lift at the end of the week when everybody's done and I can just worry about me. My goal personally, like and Nationals is not a meet where I get to be selfish. I need to make sure everybody's good to go. I need to make sure we win those tough matchups, send the people to Worlds that can get to Worlds. I have a junior that's going to win. He's not on here, but because he didn't enter the Open, actually he was 11th. He was 11th.
Yeah,
that's why he didn't make it. Michael Davis, shout out to him. I need to make sure he wins. I need to care about people first. After that, my goal is to get to the Arnold. So, you know, I'm gonna come in here. I'm gonna hit the Wilks that I need to hit. I would like to hit, you know, I'm going to hit like low 1700s around this weight, which would be a PR at this weight. So I'm happy with that. I'm not about, you know, I'm not like, people are so tripping out over me doing this because they're like, well, man, like, don't you want to win? And it's like, yeah, if I would have stayed a true 120, if I would have bulked up and gained another 10 pounds after the Arnold, I'd be squatting 7, benching close to 5, you know, pulling, you know, who knows. But it's not me, you know. I'm Joey Flexx for a reason. You know what I mean? I used to be lean. I'm used to being like you, man. I'm used to being
I see.
In shape, and
you'll be tired as shit, though, won't you? Be tired as shit by now.
I'll be tired, but I'm gonna budget myself well, and I've done it before, and I always put myself in really tough situations, and I always like get through it. So it's like I'm not worried about it. I'm gonna sleep better at night knowing that I made a difference getting someone to the next level than, you know, me trying to PR. My goal, dude, I want to get down to, you know, 220-ish and then see where I'm at. And then I want to get down eventually to like 210-ish and do a meet at 93. And that's when I get to be selfish.
Yeah.
That's when I'm focused on me. That's when I'm going to be like, okay, you know, Joey's going to try to do what he can at this weight. But for now, just taking care of everybody else, making sure everybody's good to go. 120s. What is there to say? Dennis is going to destroy us.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
The question is, what do you think he's actually going for on the platform on this one?
Well, that's true. It's not.
I wish I would have. I forgot. I could have asked him. But I think he wants to squat 9.
Yeah.
I think he wants to squat 9, bench 6, and he's just whatever on his deadlift. But
I was thinking 968. I've been saying that. I think he wants 968 because he hasn't done 800 on dead yet, has he?
In a meet?
Dude, just like to handle that much weight in a day is insane. You know, I think his first ever meet, he totaled like 18 something.
Yeah.
Oh no shit!
It was.
Yeah. How big was he?
242.
Oh yeah, okay. So he's
back in the day when we had that.
But I think he's got a real good chance of Wilkes and Ray on this one.
You think so? So we've been saying he's gonna catch up to Ray.
Well, he beat him last year at the Raw Nationals.
See, Wilkes, after a certain body weight, it doesn't really matter too much about your body weight, it matters your total, because it goes by absolute strength. The way I look at it, it's like, out of all humans on Earth, what is kind of absurd? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Relative to human beings, what humans can lift what? And, nobody's putting up an 1,105 kg total.
But he did beat Ray on Wilkes last year at the Mats, yes.
You sure that's a stat? Okay. Well, I know he's up there. He's way they're both up to close to 600. It'll be nuts.
Well, our picks, very easy for first and second. Let's just knock it out now. Dennis and Ray are going to win that.
Yeah.
Not a question. And then...
let's do the Wilkes.
Third...
Who are you picking for Wilkes, too? Let's pick a Wilkes overall champion of champions.
For everything? Oh, man.
The champion of champions... I'm picking. You picking Dennis?
I'm picking Cornelius.
Get my calculator right here.
Oh shit! Here we go. We're crunching numbers.
For those of you that don't know, it's called Powerlifting Tools. It's very useful. It's got Wilkes, kg to pound converter, 1 rep max calculator, which is like not too good, but it's something. All right, so Ray is like 1,000,000 pounds, right? So
he's 1,000,000.
I think he's like 410 or
he's
something.
He's like 400. He's like 410. So let's say 405 divided by 2.2046. Oh, that's not right. That's a multiply. 405.
Yo, fuck. That'd be a big ass man.
183 kg. So let's just say 183. And he's gonna. So they have him at 1105. I'm sure he'll PR. I know Matt Gary's gonna make sure. So he's got a 593 Wilkes for Ray. And then Dennis, 120.
He's
going to be right.
594, hasn't he? Around there? Dennis could
978. Okay, so with these totals here, Ray is considerably ahead.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, so...
But Dennis has sprung it before.
Let's see. If Dennis goes... I don't know about 600 on Dennis right now. I'm going to say 580, and then we'll say, assuming 777 is what he gets, so 2,257. Turn that into kilos, so 1,023. If he hits that, 1,023. I think Ray's still going to get it.
You think
Barely.
So?
Yeah, Ray's going to get it. And I think Ray might hit some PRs. So... I mean,
he hasn't been posting.
You got to remember last year too. Dennis competed. He didn't compete in the 120. He competed in the 120 plus.
Yeah,
he didn't cut.
Yeah, he didn't cut. A cut.
But he went Worlds 120, so I don't really know how that works. But they made it work.
It's a tough cut. He could do it. It's just a tough cut. So his numbers come down a little from what you.
Well, I think he's sitting.
No, I meant like being a super, getting second in super heavy, and then moving to 120s. When he didn't compete in that weight class for Worlds. I'm assuming the head coach can do whatever they want.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't know that was a... You know what I'm saying? Like, what if I competed in... What if somebody competes in 93, but we need an 83, and they move him down or something?
I think I asked him when I seen him at Worlds. I think there was an I think he was an alternate, and then
someone dropped out?
Yeah, someone dropped out. Something happened, and then he got moved in. But either way, freaking... Yeah, I think you know what? I think Ray probably takes it on Wilkes, but I've been picking Dennis to upset Ray.
Well, I think Dennis is going to have a good meet. I don't think
he'll have a good meet.
He didn't have a great meet at Worlds. Like he was beat up. He had problems with his shoulder. I think he's due for it. I mean, his training right now, he looks insane in his training.
Oh, it's fucking nuts, man.
Yeah, man. So to wrap it up, I'm gonna say obviously Dennis, Ray. I think Ray will probably win the overall again. Shout out to Jason Mike. He's probably gonna have the biggest bench of the entire meet.
Oh yeah,
with, 6 bills. Joseph Pina is very young. Pina, he's very young.
I wanted to talk about him.
I can't believe he's doing Raw. I can't believe he's doing Raw. I'm like so surprised right now he's doing Raw.
He's the future.
He's a beast. And then, like I said, I'm just going to try to hold my own. I'm going to try to hit all my numbers and get me to the Arnold and make sure. Like, if my people do what I know they can do, I won't even, I don't even have to lift. I'm happy, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's going
to be like icing. It's going to be like icing, to be honest. And to share, I love Dennis. We competed in USPA together back in the day, and I've seen him grow over the years. And to be on the same platform as him is like, I don't know how the fuck I did it, but I'm here.
Yeah, for sure.
It's cool. It's going to be cool to do that with him, and I might go 220 at the LA Fit Expo if he does it. So I'm going to, he doesn't know this yet, but I'm going to be like, Dennis, I'm not going to do it unless you do it. You know what I mean? So if Dennis does it, it'd be cool to lift with him. He's always a phenomenal lifter and very classy, good representation for powerlifting, he's a good rep for the sport. He doesn't win Olympia and tell everyone how fat his bank account is after.
Yeah. For sure. I love Dennis. He's a straight down there dude, very approachable, very humble, even though he's a beast and a dominant champion.
It's not like, the thing I think people really relate to him too is that, everyone needs to buy fancy shoes, they need to buy fancy belt. The guy goes barefoot on an old rough 2x4s on safeties that will not hold the weight he's putting up.
Yeah, I know. And a spotter who's like 100 pounds too small.
Almost died, like walking the weight out.
That's right,
so,
yeah.
But to close on that, again, guys, 805. So I got into primetime last year with a 770-ish total. And I wasn't even the last guy. This year, the last guy in 105s is 805. You could argue that it's more competitive in 105s than 120s, aside from the very top, obviously. It's insane right now, The sport is evolving. It's getting crazier. Shout out to King of the List podcast for highlighting these things. I don't think there's anyone kind of doing this kind of thing that you're doing.
I think coming on, man. We couldn't have had a better dude run through this.
Well, that's what we said on the last one.
Actually, when Randy finally posted shit, I'm just throwing you under the bus for a second. When Randy finally posted the last podcast, we had Jason Mike on, and we said at the end of it, we got to do a preview, and then we said, it's got to be fucking Joey Flexx. It's got to be Joey Flexx to break it down. Who else could it be?
Thank you, man. I appreciate the love always. Everybody that tunes in to watch these. I look at the views and the thing, and I think we're building a little bit of momentum here. And people like to hear what I have to say because I do. I mean, this is what I do all the time. I'm kind of paying attention because I have so many people. I have to know what's going on everywhere.
You got someone in damn near every weight class, man and woman.
The best man, and then you win coach. The team of last year's Raw Nationals. So yeah, for sure, you're the number one guy we'd have to have on there.
Yeah, man. I hope, dude. Honestly, with these random retarded injuries, like if we pull out this team win, I'm gonna dedicate it to those guys that couldn't make it for sure. But like I said, anything can happen. TSA might steal it from me if
dude, if you keep winning these, you can make a dynasty. You can make Eli. Stay safe, brother. Stay safe. He's an honorary Team Flex. He's the most important guy on Team Flex now. Ironically, he's
yeah. Also, we did enter a girls team just because it was smarter. I needed Tina in there, and the way that they're doing admissions this year, I needed her in there, and I needed her to be able to move freely from session to session. And one of the ways to bypass they get the pay to get into every warm-up was to enter another team. I could get her a pass the entire week. So we did enter a girls team, and Tina and Daniela Daniela's going to win, and Tina might win, and our girls might do damage too. So, I'm leaning more towards squats and science, because that's like kind of his thing. He just coaches a lot of females. So I don't know. We might take home too. It's a lot of unanswered things. We put in the work. It's been years in the making to get here. Obviously, every meet is like your entire. It's like your whole lifting career leading up to this moment, and I'm just happy to be in the mix. I'm happy to have lifters that can entertain you guys and give us something to talk about, because I think powerlifting, especially at the highest level, deserves that attention. I definitely think it can be an Olympic sport. We just need to get our shit together to get things right, and let's keep promoting it, keep highlighting things like this, and just keep talking about. Honestly, man, like this primetime session is what we look forward to in the sport. We have these close matchups. We don't know right now. We don't know. It could go either way. Who's going to do this? Who's going to do that? I'll be there. I'll be in 6 days. I'll be in Orlando, and then I'll be chilling there for 10 days. So we will, we'll see what happens, and we might even recap it after. So
yeah, man, keep in contact. Keep in contact when you're down there. Even through like Facebook Messenger.
I'll be like, hey, yo, Ryan, man, so and so's hurt, dude. We're gonna have an upset.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Hey, yo, Ryan, I heard so and so fans hot.
That's right. Give us the juice. Give us the juice. The scoop. You're a guy on the ground level. Give the scoop. Stay in contact, man, and we'll talk to you when you get home, and maybe we'll do a recap.
Yep. Alrighty, guys.
Good luck to you. Good luck to you, and good luck to your team.
That's it, buddy. Team Flexx is in the building. See you, bro. I knew he'd be a good. You gotta have Joey Flexx. He's got so many irons on the fire and has to scout everybody.
Well, he's got pretty much everyone in there. It's funny, one of the teams, because we don't follow. It'd be kind of neat if they showed whose team they're on that primetime thing there, because one of the things that kind of surprised is Juggernaut's not in there. Like, he doesn't even mention Juggernaut as a contender.
I think you got to
think about it. That's Marissa. There's a lot of people on that team.
And Chrissy D. You probably got to pay a fee to be in there. Maybe just whatever.
I'd be surprised he wouldn't.
Yeah, why wouldn't?
It depends on how many people you have. I mean, he's out there.
Maybe he's more focused in on a few. He's got Eva. He's got some people.
He's got some. That's what I'm saying. He's got a roster on there.
Yeah, and Mike T's reactive as well as in there, and then he was saying there's several teams. There's some big teams. The U.S. is a big nation. They got some big teams.
I will say though, he's coming up with some heavy hitters. Joey's got some heavy hitters
coming in.
There's some big favorites coming in there.
Yeah, for sure. He's got some massive hitters. And he can pick up like Danielle Mello is like Sean Reagan's trainer, but she's on Team Flexx, and So I mean, he's got some massive hitters for sure. Some
runaways, unless they hurt themselves. There's runaways.
That was just prime time.
Daniela, Russell, those are runaways.
And that's just prime time too. I don't know how the whole team points is added up, but we're not even looking at Masters, Juniors, blah, 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 blah. So he's got tons of people all over the place. And too bad a couple of these boys that he said were like juniors that were like Shorelocks. He had a couple stories of people getting hurt, had to pull out, and they're like,
Sean
up there, yeah. Well, Sean, that's a huge blow because Sean's a beast, and almost he'd be a lock for a silver. And if he can't, I mean, fuck, Sean's good, but that's too tight.
I'll say something that's about Russell, which is, I love watching him lift stuff like that. Man, I swear that guy gets as much hate as he does love when you watch his stuff, and people calling him out saying that they don't think he's natty, eh? Like, I've never seen
he's so damn.
I know, I know, but I've never seen anyone called out as hard as he is. Like, it's just nonstop.
He's gonna get drug tested, and that's the best he could do for people. It's like, look, man, I'm gonna get drug tested like everybody else.
I'm not by any means calling him out. I'm just saying I've never seen anyone that gets that. Like, every time he does something.
Shit. Yeah. Well, that's it. So he's going to do exactly what he can do to show. When he goes to Worlds, they'll target his ass. For sure.
Oh, I'm sure he's targeted all over the place. Like, I'm sure that guy...
They'll do out of meat
I bet you there's people reporting him like crazy thinking that he's doing something.
There'll be people out of meat testing him. Because I think as soon as you're on a national team, I don't know exactly how the USAPL works, but I'm pretty sure you make a national... Because these dudes, they get busted. The guys who get busted is usually out of meat testing and whatnot. Either or, he's going to run through the game until you're innocent until proven guilty. So these people just play hating. But I think, honestly, Russell, he's going to break into 800s. There's only 2 other dudes, and those are the big guys, Brett and Hack, who've done it in the IPF. So freaking, he could be right up there, man. Him on his good day, the only thing behind like Hack and Gibbs would be his bench. He might not need it.
Well, the thing is with Brett too, though. I mean, it's like he said, super meets, right? Brett in his training holds it together. Worlds last year, I mean, he announced like 3 days out that he was sick as shit coming into Worlds. Like he just did. He knew he was there to compete, but wasn't going to be his best.
I ran into him backstage.
He said he was just.
I ran into him backstage. Hey man, he's like, fuck man, I'm sick.
Yeah.
And you could tell he was like, you could tell him something.
Well, I remember him saying on his Insta like 3 days out, he said he was sick to fly.
He almost pulled out.
Yeah.
He said he was like, I almost pulled out. I was like, holy shit. He's like, I'm here, so I'm going to do it. But he's like, I wouldn't. That's the thing. You don't want to embarrass yourself. I was like, well, just meet. You're already here. It's like, if you think like you're going to slash your numbers by 35%, you won't do it. It wasn't that bad. It went down like 20 kilo, which doesn't seem like a shitload, but it's the difference between whatever plate. Like, it's hard to swallow because he lost on, just by fractions. But
one other thing I want to touch on this week is just because you and I are both MMA fans, too, is T.
T. Cummins.
Yeah.
Had
his first match.
His first amateur bout. Won it. Beat the piss out of some
first round. Minute something.
Some poor bastard went in that ring and took a beating and he's got booked another fight. Alex Simon, who's also
I don't know what weight class is he coming in at though for that.
It's got to be heavyweight because he's got to be heavyweight.
No.
Yeah, he lifts at 220 in his day before weigh-ins. So he's not making, and still day before weigh-ins MMA, he's not cutting a further 15 pounds to 205. 220. He's a heavyweight. Dude,
he looked like some Breck out there though. When I watched that, I was like, I seen the other guy, and I was like, I instantly felt sorry for him. I'm like, if this guy gets a hold of you, he's gonna pull you apart.
That dude should have looked at his manager as soon as before the fight even started, and be like, "You're fired. Yeah. Fuck you. You fired. Because what the hell am I doing? And this dude's gonna kill me."
Well, when people the other guy, someone's probably telling them this guy's never had a fight, whatever else, and then all of a sudden the guy looks up his Insta and sees this guy, pulling 800 pounds. He's like, oh shit.
Yeah, exactly. He didn't ragdoll.
He's jacked.
Alex Simon's also from Australia. Absolute beast. Like, Alex Simon's scary strong. He squats like 400 kilo or more, just like a crazy beast. And he's a professional, pro MMA fighter. And pro kickboxing, like not just strength-wise, just swap, and he like destroys guys in like a minute. And he's had quite a few fights too. So anyways, I wouldn't mind having both those cats on here at some point.
Well, I was thinking we could try to line up T, because I noticed he announced, because of that fight, whatever VSF or whatever league he's in there, whatever, they gave him an amateur title shot right off the start. He's going against the big name, whatever the champion is, right off the start.
Who should second guess his fucking give up that title? But here it is, T. You fucking gorilla of a man. But sounds good, man. Let's piece it out. I gotta fucking eat, crush some food, and then walk so I can make my weight class.
Yeah, you gotta lose some weight, fatty.
Yes, I do. I gotta lose like 15 pounds. Anyways, peace.
Later.